Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
Hey, this is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we break down one of their records, and we get into the music, the lyrics, the artwork, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, and 5 stars only. Please go do that. All the social media is at Asinine Radio, so get into that as well. And that's all I have for the boring intro. So let's jump into what we're doing today. So what is that, Jeff? Go.
We are doing No Doubt's Tragic Kingdom.
Why are you saying it like that?
Did that sound weird? I put a little box on.
It sounded terrible. It sounded so bad.
I put a little box on my mic. Stupid.
Wow, that sounded like garbage. That sounded so terrible.
I thought it would sound like if you cupped your hand to your shoulder, like you're like pretending to be a police officer, like
Yeah.
further. That's what I thought it would sound like, but it probably did not sound like that.
Like on We Don't Need to Whisper, we're Angels and Airwaves.
Yes.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought it would sound like.
Well, it didn't. It sounded terrible.
All right. Well, we are doing Tragic Kingdom by No Doubt. The No Doubts.
That is correct. We are. From 1995. Came out in October of 1995. Classic record. We're also ending Orange County season here on the podcast. We've done a lot of Orange County based bands, from Death by Stereo last week to The Offspring a few weeks ago. Even Sublime, which like you mentioned last week, Sublime is from Long Beach, yes, but that's pretty much that's a city that wishes it was in Orange County.
Correct.
Avenged. So yeah, we're just we did Avenged Sevenfold. And so yeah, we're wrapping it up with the No Doubts, arguably actually the biggest band to come out of Orange County, bigger than The Offspring, right?
For sure.
This sold more than Smash.
Yes.
Tragic Kingdom did.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, we are doing the biggest band, and they are very hyper local. They are from Anaheim, California, where we reside, where we literally went to high school in Anaheim. Not the same high school, but I did know where they go to high school, and I actually did Saturday classes there when I was in high school. So
because you were a cool guy.
Because I was a shitty student in high school, but
you were
anyway,
a lazy student.
Yes, I was extremely lazy.
I wouldn't say it like shit. Being shitty and being lazy are two different things.
That's correct. Yeah, I'd rather hang out and do hood rat shit with my friends
exactly
than do my homework. So I had to do Saturday school at Loera High School in Anaheim, California. So that's where the band is. The band is from, and No Doubt. So this is a band we've talked about a lot. We've done Tragic Kingdom on the podcast before, but years and years and years ago on a forgotten episode, lost episode, and we decided to redo it. And what's your origin story with No Doubt? Go.
Slow down there, dude. My origin story is going to the warehouse. I think it was the one in Fullerton. And my mom knew who No Doubt was, and when Tragic Kingdom had come out, I was going to Warehouse to buy, like my gangster rap CDs and shit like that. And I was buying stuff, and my mom actually was the one who said, "Yeah, you should buy this. I think you would like this. I think you would like this album." And my sappy, pathetic little me, what were we, like fucking 8, 9, some shit like that.
Yeah, I would say we were 8. Yeah, 1995. 8.
But I'm looking at this cover. I'm peeping this cover, and it's got some girl in the front in her dress. I'm like, I'm not buying this. Are you kidding me? No way, dude. Where's Dr. Dre, bro? I didn't talk like that when I was 8
That's
years
exactly.
old,
Yeah, you sound like when you were 8 years old.
Well, I don't know, but so I did buy this. I actually bought this, and the same day I bought Beach Boys' Greatest Hits. I remember this cover too. I can't remember what specifically the Greatest Hits compilation was called. Not Endless Summer, but it was a different one. There was like 16 of their biggest hits. But yeah, that's my intro. Is my mom encouraging me to buy this. And I think at this time I had already listened to like the Offspring that my mom bought in '94, Dookie, and she listened to a little bit of Nirvana, but like she listened to like alt rock of the '90s of the localized scene in Southern California. So I trusted her opinion. I did. Not because she's my mom, but because she listened to the Offspring.
So yeah, my origin story is, it was Don't Speak. I remember that was the first song I ever heard from them. And, I was 8 years old. I didn't understand it. I just thought, oh, this is a good song. Kiss FM, Kiss FM was the local top 40 radio station here in LA, or it still is. But that's where I first heard Don't Speak. I don't know if they played Just a Girl, but definitely Don't Speak was the origin. The first time I ever really dove into No Doubt was right before right before Return of Saturn came out. I realized, oh, this is actually a pretty rad band with Tragic Kingdom, because there's some great stuff on here. So I remember I burned that CD, or I downloaded the CD or burned it from somebody back in the early days of burning CDs. And it was Tragic Kingdom, and just I've always really dug it. And it's funny, my mom knew of Eric Stefani, and she had been to the house on Beacon Street. I believe it was I think that was the actual house where they grew up. But my mom told me that back in the 80s, they used to have giant house parties at that house in Anaheim, because my mom grew up literally probably a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles from the house in Anaheim, because my mom grew up in Cypress and then kind of Buena Park.
And it was literally high school did your mom go to,
on the same street. My mom went to Western High School. Oh. So not far from La Huera at all. And literally the Beacon Street is right off of Orange Avenue, and my mom lived right off of Orange Avenue as well. But it's just a good maybe almost 2 miles from each other. So it was very, very close. And my mom has said, yeah, I know exactly where the house is. I've been to parties there before back in the 80s. She knew of this place, and she didn't really put two and two together until many, many years after No Doubt blew up. And they realized, oh my God, yeah, I know exactly where that is. I'll show you where the house is. She literally drove me. I remember when I was a teenager, she drove me to the house when I was 13 years old, and because she knew exactly where it was. But yeah, that's my origin story and a little bit of a history right there.
That's good history.
Super hyper local, like I said. Literally from where I live now, that house is maybe 20 minutes from me. So yeah, pretty cool stuff, no doubt. But otherwise, yeah, I've always just kind of followed their career and not liked some of it. And here we are doing Tragic Kingdom today in 2023.
No Doubt's been a band though, for many, many years. And it's just, it's a band that we're always interested in, no matter what they do, no matter the extracurriculars, right? Dream Car. You love that shit, don't you?
Me? No, I don't like Dream Car.
I thought you liked you like that Black Audio stuff. That's right.
I like the first Black Audio record. Everything terrible. After that first one is
that first one was well, that's fine.
That first one's pretty good, and we're gonna do it on the pod sometime.
Anything, I know it's on the stupid fucking list.
It's on my to-do list.
Anything these No Doubt guys and girls do, we're interested in, and we at least enjoy following up, keeping up, because it's just it's not just nostalgia, man. This stuff is pretty damn good.
It is really good. Musically, yes. I mean, Gwen I don't want to say she's the worst part of the band, but she's the most she's easy to identify. Worst part of the band. Yeah, there is no worst part of the band, but musically they're fucking solid, man. Especially Adrian and Tony. They're playing, the rhythm section is just top notch. Really top notch.
I think honestly, the worst part of the band, because everybody else is so good at carrying everything forward, is Tom. And it's not like he's bad. It's just he's just kind of forgotten. You could take him out in a lot of these parts, and then you'd be fine. But then he comes in with on Just a Girl with that fucking riff, and it's bro,
it's such a simple riff.
Come on, dude. That.
But that riff is accented by Eric's keyboard playing.
Oh, and then Adrian comes in with that weird offbeat. Tom. No, but you're right. But it starts with him.
It does, yeah.
And that's my 2 beat.
It's solid. Okay, well, I guess we're already getting into that. So actually, let's get into our initial thoughts on Tragic Kingdom, and then we'll get into the bangers, stinkers if we have any. Well, honestly, I don't have any stinkers. Do you?
No.
No. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. But so let's do your first impression and your biggest bangers. So what do you got?
First impressions are kind of the same as when I heard it for the first time as a kid. Honestly, I really do. I really do like enjoy this record as much as I did the first time, as opposed to the 100th time, and on the vinyls now, it's just as great. I love Gwen Stefani. We love Gwen Stefani. I think everything she's done is at least pretty damn good. Some of the things she's done is historic, but everything is at least pretty damn good. And my God,
that's not wrong.
This album is... There's a reason this sold fucking 16 million copies. Like, that's... You listen to it and you're like, oh yeah, I get it. I fucking get it. And I understand, like, maybe it's a singles band, whatever, but this album is deep. There are deep cuts on this that are just as good as some of the singles, if not better.
Yes. I mean, the marketing for this record was important to the album's success. I mean, they even touched upon it in the Don't Speak video. It's like a lot of the attention, not a lot, but some of the attention they got was because it's a female fronted band, and it sounds a little bit different than what you would normally hear from a girl fronted band. That's not like, you know, the fucking Bangles or who else from the 80s?
Well,
not the B-52s.
Let's just get into that real quick, because I think that's an important aspect of not only the success of this band, but also kind of like why I think Gwen doesn't get enough credit. Because the early 90s saw the emergence of Riot Grrrl, of Bikini Kill, of this revolution in the Pacific Northwest, right? That's where it kind of like started from, I believe. And like Bikini Kill was like the front runners of it. But like why is No Doubt never mentioned in this Riot Grrrl movement, when like from the beginning it was a female fronted band? She didn't write really any of the music to begin with, but she was a very important part. And I think like her owning her own sexuality from day one, like her like low cut dress in the cover art for Tragic Kingdom, it's not like a marketing ploy. That was shit she had been doing since she was like fucking 15. Like she owned that image since she was like a teenager, since like the early days of No Doubt. Even it was just her and her brother like jamming out and stuff. Like she owned her sexuality prior to the Riot Grrrl movement, and she's never mentioned in any like periodicals as far as like the Riot Grrrl movement, and that fucking irritates me. And it really irritates me.
I think it's because she's more lumped into the pop realm than the Riot Grrrl, because they were essentially, because they blew up into like a pop band. This is considered by the general consensus a pop record. It's not a ska record. It's not a punk record. It's nothing like it. This is like at best to the general masses, this is a pop rock record. So she's going to be lumped in with the other pop artists of the mid 90s. She's not going to be lumped into the L7s and all that kind of shit and Bikini Kill.
This is a pop record.
Yeah, but also people didn't give a shit about the first two records. Yeah, but they didn't. Yeah, what I'm saying, nobody's going to go back and listen to the first two records.
Why is Gwen never talked about any? And I didn't read like a lot, but I read 5 or 10 this past week periodicals about like the Riot Grrrl movement, and she's never mentioned in any of them. It fucking irritates. It just irritates.
She wasn't punk enough. It's because she wasn't punk enough. That's what it was.
Some of the shit was fucking garbage. Some of the Riot Grrrl, some of that stuff is absolute garbage.
But that goes with any major genre or like movement. Look at the OG punk movement.
We're just talking about stupid shit now. It's fucking annoying. Bands. It's dumb. It's dumb as fuck. And it bothers me that she was. I'm coming to the defense of my girl here. Is what's happening. I'm very irritated, and I don't like it.
Okay, like it. Fair. And so let's. I think
that was all my first impressions.
Yeah, my first impression, with this is. I like this record from the start. I've always really loved this record. It definitely grew on me over the years because I was always a metal man, a punk man. So, it's just it's more poppy. So it's had its ups and downs for me. Obviously, as an adult, I've enjoyed it much more, and up until this week too, I've really, really enjoyed this record. It's fucking solid. It's not a perfect record. Let's just say that. I'm going to say that right now. It's not a perfect record, but it's a really good, just a good record sonically, musically, vocally, lyrics. I think the lyrics are pretty solid too. I mean, at moments they're like, okay, it sounds like a young girl talking about a crush or a breakup, whatever it may be. But they're still really good. She does have some good word usage, I guess you could say, is the best way to put it.
Dude, honestly, but no, we talk really about I'm hyper excited. Okay, so I'm just gonna constantly interrupt you with things because I'm super excited. We always talk about like lyrics and like we're disappointed, we're not disappointed or whatever, but like Eric Stefani was the main driving force behind the first two albums and kind of this album too.
It's true, he was.
And Beacon Street was the first time that everyone else had to kind of come in and write a little bit, but like Tragic Kingdom was Gwen's platform. Like this was her. It was sink or swim. Like this is it. If this doesn't work out, if you're not a good songwriter, this band will not succeed. It's just not going to fucking happen. And my God, did she fill those fucking shoes, dude? Did she fill those shoes? She came in hard. Does. She came in swinging. They're not like Dustin status like lyrics, but dude, they mean something. She's passionate about them. Therefore, I am passionate about them.
And they're relatable. They're relatable. Let's just say that.
But not in a childish way.
Yeah. And regardless of gender, they are very, very relatable. And I can see why they connected with people. I totally get it.
And then like just going back to like the how much irritates me about Riot Grrrl and why Gwen's not a part of that conversation. But like early interviews, and like one specifically in 92 or 91 or 92 they did, and like somebody was interviewing the band and like Gwen was there, and like this is why she should be like propped up higher into like the movement of like where women should be in music. And like they're interviewing the band and they ask, I think they asked Adrian or Tom about one of the songs, like, oh, how did you write this song? And they're like, I don't know. Why don't you ask Gwen? She's the one that wrote it. And she's sitting there with this fucking smug ass look on her face. Like, yeah, motherfucker. My band's got my back. Fuck you. You should have done your research. You didn't. Now you look stupid. And she's just like class all the way. Never forget that.
But it's also I just feel like making this about all Gwen is just, it's not fair to the other members. And it's just like, I don't want to make this all about Gwen, you know what I mean?
I don't care.
I mean,
I'm going to do it because you take Gwen out, this band is nothing. They're nothing. They're not. They're not going to go anywhere. They're a good band.
Let's just say they're not as unique. They're not as unique. The thing that makes them unique is Gwen's voice. It's because of Gwen's voice. She has a very unique voice. It's very unconventional.
Dude, at moments, it's not just her voice. She's not a great singer.
That's my point.
She's a good singer. My point. And she like stays in her range, and she utilizes her strengths, and she kind of like puts apart her weaknesses. But then when she really wants to embrace her weaknesses, it coincides with the song. She is no doubt is Gwen. Gwen is no doubt. These guys are good. They're all great at what they do, and they compliment her. But hello, like Love Angel Music Baby, was that a big record or was that a big record? That was a pretty fucking big record.
But most of that record was co-written with Tony, right?
Yeah,
from what I remember,
not most of it. So, a lot of some of it.
I think most of it was co-written with Tony. And when we see co-written, that probably means most of it was written by Tony.
Oh, well, we don't know that. But like, that's silly
to
think.
Because also when we look at the other records,
silly now.
But also when we look at the records after Love, the first Gwen record, you know, it really started to taper off after that, which we've done on the podcast. So go back and listen to that episode.
She won Grammys, hosted a TV show.
Okay, but
you're right.
That has more to do. But we also know how fucking stupid media is, and it doesn't matter how much talent. Look at fucking American Idol. Come on, man. It doesn't fucking matter. Look at The Voice, which she's on as well.
Look
at the people on The Voice.
Marketing.
Who gives a fuck? And it's about marketing. Exactly. That's my point.
And she
it's
does
about marketing.
Two things. She markets.
It's not about the music.
It is about the music though, because she writes great music.
Part of it is.
This is the best album because she wrote her music. Because she wrote the melodies.
She co-wrote some of it. Yeah.
Up until now, it was her and Eric. Actually, up until now, it was Eric, and then the second album was Eric, and then some other people. But now she is writing the melodies. Like the music, everyone else is kind of writing their own parts, but she is writing these melodies.
Yeah,
Tony's helping because she's still kind of dating him at this point. They just broke up, but she is writing these melodies. What is driving this album forward is two things. It's her confidence and her melodies. You take those two things out of this, it's nothing. Absolutely nothing.
But also the melody. Okay, so let's talk about the melodies real quick. The best melodies are on the singles. I mean, hands down, they're on the singles. I know there's like 6 singles on this fucking record.
They're all singles.
But really, well, they're not. That's 100% not true.
14 singles.
But really, like the big ones, Don't Speak, Just a Girl, Spiderweb, Sunday Morning especially. Fuck, that song's so good. But those songs are not just her, and those are the best songs. And she's not like the sole songwriter. She's a co-writer on those songs. So you can't say that Gwen is the one that's coming up with these melodies. Yeah, she has she had some say in the writing aspect of it, but we don't know to what extent. So you can't say it's all her.
But
that's just silly.
But you can dig a little deeper. You can look at Wikipedia and you can say, oh yeah, they all had songwriting credits. Or you can go to Discogs and see who had songwriting credits. Or you can see liner notes and see who wrote what. Gwen is writing melodies while the other guys are writing the guitar parts, the bass parts.
But you don't know.
You do know,
I don't know
you can look at other sources. Don't look at just the Wikipedia source. You can look at other sources. I literally just told you 2 other sources.
But Discogs is one source. So let's go to Discogs.
And liner notes is one source.
Discogs is not going to tell you, the music was specifically written by Gwen. Neither are the liner notes. It's going to say, it's probably going to say
interviews. You can look at
it's probably
periodicals about interviews. Come on, did you only look at Wikipedia and then is that what we're talking about?
No,
here?
I'm not. No, of course not. Of course not. But also, generally speaking, when bands do that kind of shit, it's like music written by No Doubt or music written by, A and B, and then lyrics written by Gwen Stefani. That's really what it comes down to. And it usually is never broken down to melodies written by Gwen Stefani or whoever it may be. It's never written out like that. It's either music by so-and-so and lyrics by so-and-so, or all music written by so-and-so.
Until they blow up and then they realize that, we need to divide this. So by Rocksteady's, when they started to divide it a little bit more, because that's through and through, they've now sold 10 million copies.
Yeah. And they've also had
Tragic Kingdom
12 different songwriters on there.
But by Tragic Kingdom era, they had not realized, we should probably divide this into more. But you read fucking interviews, and let's talk about Don't Speak. That is my least favorite song on the album.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's stupid.
Hands down.
That's stupid.
I think Don't Speak is borderline a skippable song. But you read interviews, and that song was written by Eric Stefani, but it had gone through different iterations. And then when Tony and Gwen were dating for that 6, 7, 8 years they were dating, Gwen was I really like the song that he did, and it was like a fucking pop new wave song, and then it transitioned, and then Tony said, "Hey Gwen, this is a really good song. You should take this for your own." And then when they broke up, they were still really close together, and Tony said you should do this about our breakup. I know it's hard, but I want you to take the reign on this one and then just make it your own. So yes, if you read interviews about specific songs, you do find out who wrote the melodies. And that is one of them specifically. But if you look on Wikipedia, it's written by Eric Stefani and Gwen Stefani. Because technically it started as an Eric song and then turned into a Gwen song. So
you're also saying that it's a terrible...
If we're just going to half-ass this podcast, you let me know. They don't half-ass it. But
if you
want to get into it, then we'll get into it. If you want to sit here and fucking shit talk Gwen, then we're going to have other problems.
Also, you saying that "Don't Speak" is the worst song on the record, that's just silly boy talk, because it's not a top 5 song. It's not, but it's definitely not the worst song. There's some filler on here.
Like what?
I mean, it's like banger filler, but it's still filler in the context of the record, and "Don't Speak" does not fit that category.
Dude, "Don't Speak"
at all. The melody, the melody and the simplicity of the song is fucking solid. It's fucking solid. And to to discount Eric Stefani is just ridiculous because the guy is a good songwriter. You are discounting him by saying that. Yeah, you are discounting him because by putting
blueprints and turned into a great song.
No,
I don't like.
But you didn't say that because you ranked it at the bottom, and you also kept bringing up that this is Eric's song, and Tony and Gwen decided to make it their own. You what you said.
When was that discounting Eric though? I never discounted Eric.
You were inadvertently.
Dude.
You were inadvertently discounting Eric. That's what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
That was a good.
I know what you're doing.
That was a good God moment.
It wasn't a Gotham because I fucking just told you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Well,
your Gothams aren't very good. Sometimes they're good.
That was a pretty good Gotham.
That was not a good Gotham because it wasn't a good Gotham because I literally explained myself.
No, because I love No Doubt's No Doubt, and that was pretty much an Eric album. And if you recall to like the rankings, I even praised Eric on that album and his songwriting.
But right now you're talking shit.
I even trashed Beacon Street because of the lack of Eric writing. So I don't know where you're getting your facts from.
But right now you are talking shit on it.
Not on Earth.
And it's unwarranted.
No, I'm talking shit on the fact that you think like this band is marketable, good, fun.
They are really good.
outside of Gwen. This band is Gwen. It's always been Gwen. That's stupid. Fucking stupid.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. I do love this record. It's stupid. I really do love this record. Why'd you pull a Ryan? You're pulling a Ryan right now.
It's so stupid.
Voice getting all high.
No Doubt has always been Gwen. We just didn't know it until Push and Shove, until Rocksteady.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Just gonna make me mad. No stinkers from either of us. So let's get into your biggest banger.
Can I highlight Don't Speak in red because we're done talking about that one?
Okay, fine. We're done with talking about Don't Speak.
I'll keep going if you want to.
No, it's fine.
You want to get into cheesiness, that classical guitar solo that fucking doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the classical guitar solo is pretty cheesy. I think the most important part of the Don't Speak song or Don't Speak in general is the video. I do think it was a good video. It was a well-made video.
I'm telling you, man. Like the video shows, and like we're like adolescent little kids, right? So like when we're watching, I know when I saw the TLC videos and they're like in their like crop tops and stuff, I was like, oh, they're fucking hot. Like, oh yeah, I like that. So like watching Gwen, it was just like, damn, dude, that's a really like I like that girl because she's just cool. Like I want to be like her. God, she's got like
and she's
swagger
playing in a rock band too.
Like, dude, that girl's got swagger. Like, damn, she's good. So I don't know, man. She just Gwen is God. I think did we talk about this on the Love Angel Music? Did we say Gwen is God? Did we say?
I know I didn't say it.
I feel like we did this.
You probably said it.
I feel like we said gig, like Gwen is God. I swear.
Oh, that sounds really familiar,
right?
Actually.
Doesn't it?
That sounds. Was it gig?
Is this like weird? Is this like deja vu or some weird shit? I swear we.
No, I do remember that. I do remember that. We kept saying gig. And I think it was Gwen is God, but that was stupid. That's so dumb. That's so dumb.
But it's kind of true, dude. Like it's.
But it sounds like something really stupid we would say.
That should be a T-shirt right there. Gig with Gwen's face on it.
Gig, Gwen is God.
Or Quagmire's
a picture of her
with
of her with like the blue hair and the braces and shit when she was like 24.
Yes.
But Gwen is God. Like make it like the dorkiest picture of her.
Dude, Gwen is God.
Anyway.
All right.
Anyway.
1B.
0-2. What? Sunday morning. 1B. What's your biggest banger?
Sunday Morning's been my 1B since I was like fucking when I bought this album.
Sunday Morning is their best song. Or not the best song, but the best song on the record.
No, you're right. You had it right the first time. It is their best song. This is their best song. It is a true. This is indicative of everything that is great about this band, everything that is progressive about this band. Everybody is showcased here in the best way possible. Everyone's bringing their A game. And this is the only song that they've ever done that if you took Gwen out, it would still be just as good.
It'd be fine, yeah. It's because, I mean, a lot of it has to do with Adrian's drumming here.
Oh,
I mean,
God,
really,
so
the song starts out with that
hits, the fucking slow down,
that
like
drum roll in,
beat to match like Gwen's pacing, and then Tony goes a little bit faster there. That ding, 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 ding. that thing. Oh, dude,
also,
good.
the way the bass fades in that intro too, with the drum roll coming in, that bass comes in and then it just drops. Simple guitar riff too when it drops in, and then it's just kind of the upstrokes and the verses and everything. But Adrian, his groove is so fucking locked in. It's so precise, so perfect. I love it. And also his snare drum. Let's talk about his fucking snare drum. Dude, that is like 1990s, late 1990s snare drum that I fucking love. The piccolo snare, maybe not quite the piccolo snare, but something really tightly wound like that. Oh, you get that really super nice crack. Fucking
here's what it is.
I'm a sucker for it. I'm a sucker.
Here's what it is. It's a perfect mixture of like Travis on the Aquabats, that kind of like hollowed out, like drop the chain, and then also just like a really good like punk rock snare. Like it's right in the fucking middle.
Oh, it's so good. I love that crack.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's got a crack to it, but it also still has like a little bit of resonance, so it hangs out for a little bit. I just, dude, his drumming is unreal. Unreal.
And then also in that second verse, when Adrian's part too, when he just kind of goes a little bit wild, it's like ba 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 ba, and then it just drops right back into the verse again. Like, why did you play that really busy part for no fucking reason?
No reason.
No fucking reason. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I fucking love it. And when it drops into the pre-chorus and chorus, he's not doing anything super complicated. He just fucking opens up that hi-hat and just hitting that shit as hard as he can, just playing that beat. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. It's the verses that he fucking truly shines on this song. I love it. I fucking love it.
He's a good broken groove. It's groovy.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of like weirdness attached to it. He goes from kind of just like hitting like all like the quarter notes and then letting them play out to where he's going on every, I don't know, I guess every half note or something, or stretching it out a little bit longer than normal. And he varies. He varies himself, and it's subtle and it's weird, and it's easy to follow along to until you realize like, oh, I don't know what he just did there. But let's go on to the next part. And like it's fun. He's a fun drummer.
He really is.
He's fun drummer.
At least on this record and some of the earlier records. After, especially once you get to Rock Steady, you're like, this is it? This is all you're doing? I mean,
they's replaced
it's a good drum
with the machine,
tone.
So.
Yeah, that and Push and Shove, yeah. But anyway, Sunday Morning. Also, just I love the simple. I mean, Tom, he really is just there to fill in the gaps. Fill in the kind of the empty spaces at points. Some of his riffs are good. They're solid, like Just a Girl, like we talked about. But here, there's just a very simple kind of just guitar lead that he plays, leading into the chorus and everything. But he doesn't do anything. I just love the simplicity of his guitar playing. It's really, really solid.
I mean, just to start the song off, he's hitting those like two little harmonic fucking notes, right? The ding, ding.
Yeah.
As this whole song drops in, and then the little upstrokes, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Crisp. Good stuff.
And this guy comes from like the metal scene. He was a fucking metal guy. Came from metal bands, metalhead.
Yeah.
And then he goes into this ska music in the late 80s with No Doubt. And it's just like, it's a complete.
But you hear it. You hear some of his, especially on this album too. 16, right?
Yeah. There's some heavy shit
kind of like chunkier riffs.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. It's absolutely, dude, this album is incredible. This band is incredible, but it's still Gwen's band. That was my 1B. That's your 1B too?
That is my 1B as well. And the video too. How can you not love the fucking video?
Love the video.
They filmed it here in Anaheim. Dude, it reminds me of being a kid. I as weird as it sounds, growing up in that area, I forgot what park they filmed it at, but it looks like every other park in that area of Anaheim, Buena Park. And it's just like, dude, I've been there. I know this. Like, I grew up here. The nostalgia for the video is unreal for me. It's so fucking unreal.
It's like that park that's surrounded by condos, that's a little bit dirty, but it's not too dirty where you don't want to go on the playground. And I don't know. It's a park.
And then on the weekends is fucking packed with parties. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like,
out
there barbecuing, and like you got to get there at 6 a.m. unless you're not going to spot. This
Exactly.
is this was the back in the day. Like there was no reservations. You didn't like reserve the park, and especially in Anaheim, you don't fucking reserve the spot. You just fucking get there early as shit, and hope that you have more family members than the person coming after you. That you just sit there all fucking day and save it
until the fucking sun goes down. Like literally, you're there from 6 a.m. till about 8 o'clock at night.
Many parties at the park.
Yeah, so much fun. So much fucking fun. I mean, but yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna get more into that. But yeah, I don't know. Sunday morning.
We should just transition this into a Gwen podcast. I'd be completely happy with that. Abandoning our entire format, everything we've built, gone. Gwen only.
That's stupid.
I'm for it.
That's stupid. All right, so what do you have lyrically on Sunday morning?
This is again, so like this is also one that like Tony like really encouraged her. And I don't like their relationship is weird, is weird.
I've never understood it.
But like I kind of get it because like my parents were technically never married, but they were like very good friends like throughout my whole life. And the older I got, the more I thought like that's weird. Like why do you still talk to him? Like you were never together and you're like friends. And so like I kind of get it more now. But like damn dude, like they're still like very good friends.
They're young. And they were young too.
Yeah, and they were together for like 7 years.
Yeah.
7 or 8 years. But yeah, so Tony like really encouraged her to like, hey dude, it's fine. Let me have it. And like by saying let me have it, it wasn't like I'm admitting fault. It was just like let me have it. Let me know how you really felt about our relationship. Let it out. And Sunday morning is that because it's not quite a breakup song, but it's more of like a song about like the changing of a person within the relationship, right? You're not the same person I thought you would be. I thought you were going to end up being. That you became. And it's a little bit childish, but what I like about it is the progression of what she does. Because she started the sappy, pathetic little me, and then it kind of goes into like eventually it hits that bridge, and she's kind of mad. She's kind of irritated. She's annoyed. She's like angry, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, I didn't think you had it in you, and now you're looking like I used to. And then it goes into that. You came with the breathe that last chorus, but it's very aggressive. Like you know who I am, but who are you?
It's very snotty. It's very snotty.
It's very like matter of fact. Like I know who the fuck I am. Who the fuck are you? That's how I see it. I think it's a good progression. I think she does a great job. Like you said earlier, it's very relatable, but it's not cheesy. But also, I think she's a good storyteller when she's writing songs.
Mm-hmm. Now, lyrically, I got something a little bit different. Like I feel like this is post breakup. This is the ex-boyfriend or the ex in whatever situation. Trying to get the other person, trying to get her back in this instance, because in the end he wants what he can't have. So we've all kind of seen that, you know, in whether it's our own relationships or other relationships, you know, you always want what you can't have, and after you break up, you know, we've all seen that, and I feel like that's what this song is about, and also going back to Tony is like he's almost like the pseudo producer when it comes to Gwen's lyrics and maybe performance as well, because a lot of the lyrics are written about him, yet he shouldn't be the one that's like, oh yeah, you should. He's the one pushing her.
He's the Ross Robinson
to the limits. Yes, exactly. He's the Ross Robinson of the group, and when he doesn't need to be, but he's the pseudo producer of Gwen on this record, and also other No Doubt records, her first record, or some of her solo records as well. It's weird. It is really weird how not weird. That's a bad word.
It's unusual.
It's unusual. Yeah. How connected they are musically, especially considering how long they were together. 7 years is a long time, man. Especially that young. That 7 years is a long time. So I don't know. Sunday morning, great song.
Also, I will because I could talk about this song for hours, but like if you're writing your work week, if you're writing a calendar on when you start work and when you end work, do you start your week on Sunday or do you end your week on Sunday?
No, you start on Monday.
So like if you're writing a calendar, your calendar goes from Monday to Sunday, or your calendar goes from Sunday to Saturday.
Oh, I thought you said work week.
Well, the work week. Okay, so if you're writing a calendar, do you start it? I know like conventional calendars are from Sunday to Saturday. So Sunday is the start of the week.
Technically, yes.
Because it's a big part of the song. Sunday morning. Yeah. Is this a new beginning, or is the end?
I guess so. Yeah, that's a good way of
And that we both kind of we both are in the same ballpark here, but like that, I think that's a very important part of Sunday morning, because there's a lot
starting fresh, starting new.
There's a lot of Sunday mornings when you go to church, like you're starting new, you're repenting and you're doing things over and you're starting new here. So it could be like I'm getting over this, I'm done with this, let's start over, or it could be like the end of something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I thought that was really cool to call it Sunday morning. You could have been Saturday morning, Friday morning. Why Sunday morning?
I like that. I like that. I like to think of it as like a new beginning, a new start. Just trying to be positive about it.
Positive vibes only.
Anyway, okay. Sunday morning. It's both of our number one bangers, 1B, whatever. So what's your 2B?
Not
number 2
even
banger.
Fucking close. It's the best song. Just a girl.
I'm just a girl. Just a little old me.
Is that also your 2B?
Dumb. No, it's my 3B. It's my 3B.
Okay.
Close. But so what do you have on this one besides that riff?
I mean, first of all, that riff is almost everything. That riff is a lot. It's really, really good, and it showcases.
It is.
Tom's kind of heavier side. It's a little bit. It's a little bit pop punky, but it's aggressive. It's aggressive, especially the little chuggy parts. Right? I mean, like it's a little aggressive.
A little bit.
But then
you throw in the keyboards with Eric, and it adds a little bit of like pop sensibility to it. Because without the keyboard, the riff would be nothing. The riff is there, but you have to have the keyboard to make it perfect in what it is.
See, I think this intro, this part is two things. I think it's Tom doing the riff, and I think when Adrian comes in with that beat in like the middle of the riff, I think that makes the riff. I think that makes it like, holy shit, dude, that's a fucking cool riff. And like, goddamn, I don't know a lot about drumming, but what you just did there sounds complicated, and I love it. Because he doesn't come in the beginning, he comes in like right in the middle. And it's already like, and he's already doing like fucking weird stuff, freestyling. I love it. It's good stuffs. Good stuffs. Good stuffs.
The riff, I can't get over it.
I think this riff is maybe the most iconic thing about No Doubt musically without Gwen Stefani. Like, you hear that riff, like, what other song by No Doubt do you hear the music from first and like instantly recognizes it as No Doubt outside of this riff?
I mean, there's a lot. I get what you're saying.
Like, what other fucking song?
I don't know.
Even the hey baby, like that's Gwen, right? So like what? Like,
yeah, it's true.
Like everybody fucking knows that riff.
I mean, when we're not talking about popular songs, I would say "Trapped in a Box." The riff in "Trapped in a Box."
Get the fuck.
Pretty different.
My God, you telling me like the iconic No Doubt riff that everybody recognizes, "Trapped in a Box."
No, I'm just saying like riffs that you recognize, you would recognize over the Gwen's vocals. Trapped in a Box would be one of those. Yeah, it's not one of their more popular songs, but definitely that riff is the better part of the song for sure. It's fucking good, dude.
So it's just so weird. Like why
it's
does
so
that
weird.
work? It's so weird.
I know.
Maybe the weirdest fucking like that Trapped in a Box may be their most like proggy song they've ever done.
Oh, for sure. There's nothing like it. Also, when you read about it, like the lyrics were based off of like a poem that Tom had written in high school or something. So it's like, it's not even like Gwen like almost has nothing to do with Trapped in a Box.
Except for the fantastic vocal delivery.
There are some great vocals. Yes, I will agree. There are some great vocals.
It's all her whoops. Dude, those are good.
But also, so back to just a girl. The build up in the verse to the chorus, I never really thought about it until this week when I was breaking the record down in this song. But that build up into the chorus is just, it's so subtle, but it's fucking amazing. Like it just kind of, I've never heard such a great slow build like that. It's perfection from the verses into the choruses.
And the chorus is fucking simple. The chorus is 4 notes. It just goes like it hits at it's like 3 steps down, like da, na, na, and then back up 1, nah, and that's it. It's fucking simple.
You're right.
It's relying 100% on Gwen. She is driving this chorus forward. But you're right. I do love that build up because the build up is what is it like fucking maybe a second long, half a second. It's like nothing. It's just it happens.
No, it's a little bit longer than that. A little bit longer than that.
It's like the world's forced me to hold your hand, and that's the build up.
No, I'm talking about no. There's a build up even before that. Like the chords start to open up a little bit, and then it drops into that transition. But there's a little bit of things opening up, and then it goes into it.
Because Adrian's hitting those kind of like disco beat, that little like that waltz, that like bass, hi hat, snare, hi hat, bass, like that sound. He's doing that. Even the Where I Stand.
Tom's doing it too. Tom's opening up a little bit. The whole band is. And then she kind of crescendos into the chorus. It's fucking the songwriting on this song is
it's good. It's good.
It really is phenomenal. And then also the solo. I really think it's just a keyboard solo, right? It's not Tom like using an effect, right? It's the keyboard.
I think so.
But the solo is fucking awesome. Or maybe it's like the keyboard and the guitar are just playing the same. They're just like note matching each other. But I love the chorus too. It's so simple. It's just like a glorified guitar lead, and like very Offspring-esque. And I fucking love it. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this song is fantastic in so many ways, and above all else, I think this showcases why Gwen should be in the conversation of female fronted bands that are like, why does Brody get so much fucking
from the
praise?
Distillers?
That band sucks, dude. That band's fucking trash.
That band really sucks.
And she's a trash singer. Like, I don't know why the fuck people even talk about that band in any capacity. Because
she had a mohawk? I don't know.
Yeah, like, is that it? Because like Gwen embraced her personal fucking taste and sexuality and I guess feminine side. I don't know. Like, why does it fucking irritates me? It really irritates me.
But also, Gwen didn't she wasn't like a sex icon. She embraced her sexuality, but not in a way that like Britney Spears or like you mentioned earlier, TLC ever did. She was very. It was not. I don't want to say Girl Next Door.
That's called. Like, but it was owning it in the fucking 90s.
It was.
TLC was a product of their label for sure, and Britney Spears, as we did on the pod, that was like borderline pedophilia. That's fucking weird.
Yeah,
shit.
That was terrible.
And like that listen through was not. That her first album was not fun. Weird.
No, that was.
But like Gwen, like embraced it and she owned it, and that was her. That was like her thing that she wanted to be, and that's what she wanted people to see her as, and that was just her. Like you look at those Cal State Fullerton fucking shows, right? Prior to Beacon Street in like 92, 91 when they first formed.
Those shows were rad.
That was her. She was still wearing the same shit. She was still doing the same shit. She was still talking the same way. Damn.
So what do you have lyrically on Just a Girl?
And like that's the best part is like Just a Girl is her kind of railing on all of that. She's a little bit irritated, and you can hear kind of the inflection in her voice later on. She gets a little bit, I don't want to say whiny, but more kind of like why that's all you let me be, but more whiny's a bad term, but like
desperate. It was more like kind of like desperation, like why do you but not like desperate in a negative way, just desperate, like a curiosity, like why won't you let me be?
Yes, yeah, exactly. And like the cover art of that and her that short like iconic dress, which supposedly Lou Dog had bit a hole in because he was a violent Dalmatian, but like supposedly Lou Dog bit a hole in that same dress one time while she was wearing it in one of the photo shoots they were doing with Sublime.
Fun fact. Do you want to just jump into the album cover real quick?
Let's do it.
Because a couple of fun facts here, which we've talked about in the past, but One being that Eric Stefani is on the album cover, which I didn't even realize until a couple years ago when we did this record on a Lost episode. But yeah, Eric Stefani is on the cover. He's in the back. He's not facing the camera. He's looking to the side, and they're in an orange grove. Gwen Stefani is in the foreground. The rest of the guys are in the back, kind of forgotten. But also, the image of Gwen Stefani there, this kind of like pinup looking girl, is just so intriguing to a young man, or probably is intriguing to a lot of young men. And you and I can both agree on that, right?
That's what drew you in.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
it also has that kind of like Americana look to it.
This band of guys hired this model to like pose in front of the record, right? That's what you see when you first like look at this record, knowing nothing about this band.
True. But then once you look deeper, you're like, oh, I see the rotten oranges there in the corner. Like there's a lot of like deeper, there's a deeper meaning to the artwork for sure.
I see the rotten oranges as like out with the old, in with the new, right? The trees dying, like the guys are in the background. That's the old guard. That's just like your stereotypical, male fronted band going out, going the way the buffalo is MXPX, great album. And then female fronted bands are going into the forefront, and she's like owning herself, and she looks great, but like that's who she is, and she's wearing those fucking like, was she wearing bowling shoes or some shit?
No, she's wearing like heels of some of like platform
fat
heels or
fucking
something
laces,
like
she is like it's the 80s, and it's, dude, this album cover is unreal. It's amazing.
No, you're right. It is bowling shoes. I'm looking at them right now.
They're bowling shoes, right?
They're like Ronald
old school
McDonald
bowling shoes or something.
Yeah,
like the high tops. Yeah, I also never realized Eric was in the group photo because you don't count them, right? And then as a kid, you don't sit there and be
he's
like,
definitely in the back.
Look at the 5 guys in the background. Like, no, you're staring at Gwen and like everything. It's a bright red dress, dude. Come on.
Yeah, but and also the tree is dying too in the picture.
Yeah.
So it goes along with you saying like, dying of the old guard. And her coming up, or like the more feminist thing coming up. So it's a cool album cover for sure.
I think it's absolutely amazing.
Also, a fun little fact: the dress that she wore was actually in the Fender Museum in Fullerton. So there is a Fender Museum, the guitar.
I've
Fender.
been there.
Yeah, I've been there too, and it's a cool little spot.
It's amazing.
But her dress was on display there until 2005, and then it was stolen. They never found who stole. As far as I can tell, they never found out who stole the dress, but that red dress was stolen from the museum. So, yeah, that's a fun little fact. But anyway, Just a Girl. We have anything else on this one?
Just a Girl. I like when she says, am I making myself clear? But she goes, am I making myself? And everybody stops, and there's just clear. And it's just like to me, that's her writing a song to make sure that people are listening. Am I making myself clear is one thing, but I'm making myself, everybody be quiet, clear. You know what I mean? That's what you do to a child.
Yeah.
That's how you like scold a child. Like, do you fucking hear me? Yes, I hear you. But do you hear me? Right? You get more authoritative. And that's how I always listen to that. Was, am I making myself clear? Like, boop. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you are. I'm sorry.
But then she also ends the song the same way.
Mm-hmm.
When she says clear. When it's just her by herself.
Here.
Or she says here, yeah, sorry. Yeah,
but that's her frustration. Like, she's fucking done, dude. She's irritated with it. And she's not even.
But she's also but at the end she also sounds exhausted. When she says here at the end, here, like she just sounds like defeated or exhausted or. But I get it. It's just like constantly being pushed down because you are a girl. Like at the end of the song, it's just she can't get her point across. So she does sound a little bit.
The fact that she is like overly sexualized because of the way she dresses, but that's like why, and that's I don't know. I think Just a Girl is maybe like one of the more complex songs they've ever done because this is very like Semi-Charmed Kind of Life thing. Where like everyone like, oh, do, but it's about like, doing a fuck ton of drugs and getting all fucked up. And Just a Girl's kind of the same way. Like it's cute. Like I'm just a girl, but like it's about her being really, really pissed off about being a girl in a male-dominated society.
Yeah.
So good. And again, why did she fucking get more credit?
It's true.
And no offense to Bikini Kill, but that band is not good. I just don't like them.
No, they're not very good. They're not very good.
I don't like them.
And it's weird because the music is actually really good, with No Doubt. Like if the music's good, like it should kind of like the whole feminist thing and the whole girl power thing shouldn't really make a difference. Like if the band, the songs, the music is all good, it shouldn't really matter. Like when we did Bomb Pops a while back, we didn't really touch upon the fact that, oh, this is a female fronted band. I mean, the two singers are women, and
right.
But we focus more on the music and the lyrics and all that kind of stuff. But for whatever reason, with No Doubt, I guess it's just the times, in the early 90s, we only really focus on that aspect of it being a female fronted band. But there's so much more to the band.
I mean, it's like you said earlier, it's because they're not punk. And as we know, punker's going to punk. Punker's going to be gatekeepy fucks. And that's all punkers do. And that's what punkers are. Maybe that was a gatekeepy comment. I don't care. But punker's going to punk. That's what they do. If you're not punk, then you're not punk. I don't give a fuck.
All right. So Just a Girl. That's all I got on this one.
I get so mad. He's so defensive.
I'm mad.
I'm mad, Ty. I'm mad. What's your 2B?
Right.
Maybe some
Spiderwebs.
Some stupid.
The opener. Spiderwebs. Okay. Come on. Come on. Well, you hate this song?
It's my second to last B. It's a stinker, but
are you serious?
No.
Oh, where does this one sit?
My 4B.
Okay, low, but that's fine.
Okay.
We'll work on that. So yeah, Spiderwebs, great fucking opener. It's kind of like this ska kind of thing with the big horns and everything, and then it drops into like this third wave ska, and it just the way this song jumps genres is really fucking rad. It does it in a very, very seamless way. I love the guitar during the verses too. There's like that like pinch harmonic thing that Tom does, super fucking metal, but it works. It works so fucking well.
Is it him doing that little like wee, like that little noise?
Yeah, the squeal. Oh yeah, that's 100% is Tom. It's so crisp.
That's like if you took a Zakk Wylde squeal and then chopped it up into like 50 pieces and only took one piece because it's so fucking quick. It's just wee. That's it. So I've always thought it was Eric on the keys going wee like that.
No, that is definitely the guitar.
Wee. It's so quick.
Yeah, that's but also
that part,
it's just that I'm not even doing it right when I'm trying to vocalize it, but
do it again.
But no, it's just that kind of palm muted wah thing that Tom's doing, and then that last note that he hits is that pinch harmonic right there, and you get that fucking squeal. Oh, it's so good, so fun. It's that Zakk Wylde shit. Oh man, it's good stuff. Yeah, Spiderwebs. Also, when it drops into the chorus too, Adrian's just doing that open hi-hat snare hit, that walking in, and then just that kind of like when she says walking into a spiderweb, the way she's singing it too is very kind of, walking a scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a vocal scale
walking
or whatever kind of scale, musical scale. Yeah, it just kind of has that walking feel to it.
Yeah.
It's super simple, super, super simple, but the way she puts it all together with the lyrics is, I think it's just great songwriting right there for sure. But yeah. I've always loved Spiderwebs. Great opener, great. I don't want to say it's a great thesis statement to the rest of the record, but it's just a fucking
great opener. It's a great opener. Yeah. Like
it has the ska elements. It's fucking.
My favorite part has always been like the and it's all your fault with like ding like the background, like everyone else is kind of doing that ding like that like rolling galloping line that they do, that riff.
Mm-hmm.
I love that so much. And then like the I don't know, when it goes like, whoa, it swells into the right now, I'm getting in Spiderwebs. Like I love that swell.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I also love the way
right now.
I in the chorus too. I mean, just breaking down the chorus, it's just the sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking in spider webs. So leave a message and I'll call you back. Just the way she kind of it's not just like this dana nana 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 nana. It's just she rings out the notes in the right spots to where it's unique.
Swagger.
A likely story, but leave a message. Nana nana nana. Just in the middle of the chorus, she kind of she changes it up a little bit. Rings out some of the not rings out some of the notes, but I guess maybe that's the right word. She kind of extends some of the notes out to where it's not so staccato and just kind of like bum 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 bum. It's fucking good, man.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What did you
ask me what?
Prior? I don't. Maybe you did because you're a fucking dork or some boring kid. What did you think that she said in the chorus? Because I can tell you exactly what I think she said, and I still sing it like that to this day, even though I know the correct lyrics.
The only part of the chorus that I've never really it's the first line. The first line has always confused me. The "Sorry I'm Not Home Right Now." Everything else I sing along to.
Okay, so here's I'm gonna enlighten you with some carnal knowledge here. So I've always known "Sorry I'm Not Home Right Now" because she says that. It's fucking, you can pick that apart easy. I'm walking. Sorry I'm not home right now. I'm walking in the spider webs. So leave a messy jam. I'll call you back. That's what I thought she said.
Messy jam.
Yeah, and then it gets better. So leave a messy jam. I'll call you back, and then just words. Oda, you stew river.
It doesn't even sound right.
Oda, you stew river. Leave a messy jam. I'll call you. Or leave a messy jam. Call you back. It wasn't "I'll call you back." It was "Leave a messy jam. Call you back."
You sound like Kevin in The Office when he's trying to shorten words to save time. You know what I'm talking about? It was one of like the.
And they call him in the office and they said, "Yeah, you're not saving any time because now it's taking more time to figure out what you actually said rather than you just saying it fucking normal the first time."
That's what you sound like.
I'm telling you, dude. Oda, you stew river. You'll never hear it the same again.
Oda stew river.
Oda, you stew river. Leave a messy jam. Call you back.
Like a likely story. Unlikely. Like it's not even. It doesn't even. Oda likely.
Telling you.
Oda and likely don't even. It's not even the same. The same vowels.
Leave a messy jam. I'll call you back.
Messy jam.
Oh, it's so good. I love this song.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So stupid. I swear to you, I still say Oda, you stew river.
Oda, you stew river.
Yielser.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's my. I don't know. That's my.
That is stupid.
That's my 4B. 4B.
Your 4B. All right. So what do you have lyrically on this one?
Where are we going here with this one?
Well, it's my 1B.
This is your 1B? Spider was your 1B?
Oh no! It's my 2B. Sorry. Yeah. Sunday morning is my 1B.
Sunday morning is your 1B. That's of course.
Yeah.
That's
so what do you have lyrically on Spiderwebs? Yeah. Spiderwebs.
Yeah, this is supposedly about like somebody who was like basically like harassing Gwen, and she wrote a song about it. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. I don't know if I buy that because it's written with Tony, and I think it's just a good. I think it's a good way just to like embrace the female-fronted pop star here. That's what this comes off. It comes off as a little bit cheesy to me, to be honest, because walking into spider webs, like I don't know. It just seems disingenuous.
The lyrics don't make sense to me. The lyrics don't make sense to the title, because I feel like it's kind of about a stalker or somebody who's just not leaving her alone, and then. The Spiderwebs makes it seem like she's like I guess she's kind of entrapped the guy. I guess maybe I'm wrong because maybe like, she's entrapped like the guy in her own spiderweb,
trying to trap her or somebody calling her and bothering her and pestering her. It just seems too on the nose.
Maybe.
So I don't know.
Maybe whatever. So Spiderwebs, my number 2. Your 4B. What do you got for your 3B?
16. You're only 16 and you need something.
16 is my 5B. So let's get into that. What do you got?
I like that I continuously choose to ignore the lyrics of songs that I've listened to 1,000 times because I don't care. But I like this one because this is very like kind of like reggaeton and rock steady, like that. You've been a juvenile. That's very much like that dance hall sound. And this is before they even decided to even go in that direction. So these are like the blueprints of where they were going. And that's why I think that like Return of Saturn is a better iteration of that before they get to rock steady and go full blown like pop, rock steady and dance hall and shit. But yeah, that's why I like this song.
Dude, that bass lick though, the bass lick is super fucking rad. It's run through some like cool effects. I don't know what kind of effects, but it's super heavy. Yeah, it's something you don't normally hear from the band, and I like it for that. Also, the organ effect that Eric is playing during the verses. You know, I'm a sucker for the organ. It doesn't sound like a full blown organ thing, but it's there, and I'm a sucker for it in those verses. Also, that groovy beat and the ska thing that's going on too is fucking, it's solid. And then it drops into the heavier chorus, but even though, you know, the bass and the drums are a little bit heavier, the melody is still very poppy and catchy, and I do like that contrast. It in a weird way, it kind of reminds me of Weezer. You know, the melodic vocals with the heavier guitars and everything. That's kind of what I would compare this to.
Like Sweater Song.
In a very, very loose way. Or just any early Weezer song. The pop melody with the heavier guitars. But it's in a very, very loose way on this No Doubt song. And then I also want to touch upon Adrian's snare tone. Fucking amazing. I fucking love his snare. His snare. I'm an absolute sucker for it. I say it all the time. I don't care.
It's good.
His
good,
drum,
it's good.
The drum tones that they got on this record are just phenomenal. Fucking
That's
phenomenal.
because Adrian's a punker who wants to play ska. And that's why it's great.
But is forced to play pop.
But
Yes.
well, not now. This is a punk album that's trying to be ska. It's not third wave, right? Because even like so like the Boss Tones had already had several albums prior to this. But like the biggest
There's
Boss
like no
Tones
third
album
wave
is
on here though.
97. But like people think this is third wave. Where like third wave is more pop focused and more goofy. This is like punkers trying to be ska. Like they're not trying to be third wave. These are punkers trying to be ska. There's not fucking that stupid two-tone shit. That is absolute garbage.
But this is still
punkers
closer
trying to be ska.
This is more two-tone than it is third wave.
This should have been third wave ska. This is what it should have been. But it morphed into something garbage, and that's why Sublime is so great, because that is what third wave should have been. But it morphed into, which I like, kind of. I shouldn't say that anymore because I don't like them as much as I do anymore as I used to. Less Than Jake. Like Less Than Jake is what like third wave ska. It's eventually morphed into like Mustard Plug, like that sound, which is still good. But like this is better. This is so much better. And 16, dude, like I love those synths. Those synth hits are fucking great. They're perfect. That's very, very reggae. Right? That's fucking very, very reggae. And it's a little off, and they're kind of like let it bleed out a little bit. I put my hands down. You can't see my hands, but
it's hitting on the offbeat. That's what it is.
But they're not quick, like dink, dink, dink hits, like dink, dink. So like a little bit longer, and that half a second, that quarter of a second makes all the difference. And like the entire time, everyone's just really grooving. Everyone's grooving. They're having a lot of fun. The background harms are great. But two things this song has that are my favorite on the album. One are the trombone. The trombone slides, dude, they're subtle. They're that Dalia slide. Man, that's like some Willie Colon shit. That is some like Latin flair into like this song. That's what like elevates this into a better song. And also the solo. Man, this solo is so good. I love how this like whole song builds up and it stops and cuts to like radio thing. Like, I don't know what the fuck they say. I always like do the cop thing again. Like, we don't need to whisper. And then it goes into that solo.
We're into airwaves.
Like it's wanky, but it's also like cute and endearing. Like it's like a kid, like Like, show me your solo, bro. What do you got? And you're like, he practiced that shit over and over and over.
Everything you just described about that solo sounded literally nothing like the solo. You did the Angel and Airwaves thing. You went the wee wee wee. Like everything just.
That's how the solo starts. The solo starts because of the it goes through this weird radio broadcast thing. It goes. You know what I'm talking about? Like
I get it. I know exactly.
That's what it sounds like.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I know the song, but the way you described it. It was not. It sounded nothing like this.
And the solo starts. It doesn't go like. It doesn't lead up into the solo, right? It's not like Eruption where it's like. It's immediate. Like go. Like that's what kids do. That's what I did when I started learning how to play guitar and trying to learn how to play solos. Like I immediately dropped into a solo. There's no nuance to it, and there's no nuance to this. And that's cute. That's 16. That's what 16-year-olds do. That like bleeds into the overall concept of the song, which is not quite about just being 16. But like I think that's fucking amazing. I love it. Just a kid trying to have fun. Just a band trying to have fun in a genre that's still not really established, and they're still paving the way.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds good.
And lyrically, I think this is her reflecting on being younger, being 16, thinking at the time she knows what life is about. How her life needs to progress, but then now that she's a little bit older, she's seeing how naive she was and how immature she was for thinking those things. I guess those particular things. So I feel like that's what it's about, and that's very relatable. I mean, because when you're 16, even 18 years old, you think, oh fuck, I know everything. I know where my life's headed, and then 25 years old, you're like, fuck, dude, I was a moron when I was 18 years old, 16 years old. I think that's what this song is about.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're right. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's not about being 16. It's about her being pissed off at people that treat you like you're 16, even though you're maybe 16.
What?
You know? Because like, not all 16-year-olds are created equal. They're not.
That's true. That's
just
true.
because you're 16.
But most are dumb.
Well, they're all dumb. If you're 16, you're dumb. You may be less dumb than other 16-year-olds, but you're still fucking. What the fuck do you know? You're 16. But I do think it's about like her reminiscing on being 16 and people telling her, especially because she was already in No Doubt. They were already jamming when she was 16. And so like the way she dressed at 16 with I don't even know if I'm calling it the crop tops. I'm pretty sure
Sports
that's
bras.
what they're called.
Crop top sports bras, yeah.
I think essentially it was just a sports bra. Crop tops and sports bra are the same thing, right? Like, do you wear sports bra?
No, they're different. No, because the sports bra has support. That's what it is. The sports bra has the support. The crop tops are just
so a crop top is you cut a t-shirt. You ruined a t-shirt. Is what's happening.
Essentially, yeah. Essentially,
or you're paying full price for a third of a t-shirt.
Correct. That's my understanding of it.
You should never pay full price for a third of a t-shirt.
It's true.
Just saying. So yeah, I don't know. This song's great. That's what I think it's about. It's just about her not being 16, but her reminiscing on being 16 and her remembering, like, yeah, man, when I was 16, all these motherfuckers tell me what I should be and should not be doing, what I should and shouldn't be wearing, and how I should or should not be acting. Fuck them. Good fuck you song.
Doesn't Taylor Swift have a really popular song called 16 as well?
I think it's 15. 15.
Oh, I think
Taylor
you're
Swift,
right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like right. The more I try and pretend that here's my quick rant on Taylor Swift. The more I think that I like Taylor Swift, and then I realize like the better role models that she has like drawn inspiration from. It's like, man, dude, you just not that great. It's not that great.
I mean, she has some really catchy songs, but damn, I think she's very overrated for sure.
I'll take Lil' Kim over Taylor Swift any day.
Well, I don't know about that, dude.
I'll take the Gwens over Taylor Swift any day.
I would take the Gwens over Taylor, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know. We don't need to go down that road. We'll do Taylor Swift eventually on the podcast. We did one of her albums once, but it's a lost episode. But we'll do it again.
That was a good one because there was 4 of us. I loved it.
Yeah.
You hated it. The other guy on the pod, friend of the pod, Ryan,
Sean,
had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, and then Sean loved it.
And the other guy on the pod fucking really hated you for hating it.
That's true.
That was good.
God, maybe I should get into that episode again and repost it because that was a
good
fun
one. Because he was like legitimately mad at you for hating so much of it.
I know, he was pissed.
And then Ryan just had no idea what was going on.
Never even heard the record before.
It's like we were speaking fucking, I don't know, Mandarin or something. He had no idea what was going on.
All right. So that 16 was your 3B, right?
Yeah, that was my 3B.
Okay. So my 3B was Just a Girl. Your 4B was Spiderwebs, right?
Yeah, that's my 4B.
Okay, so my 4B is a song we haven't talked about, and that is Excuse Me, Mister. That is my 4B.
Excuse me, mister, you got things all wrong. This is a little more punk focused. I get it. Makes sense.
Definitely. Second track. I mean, this is a good, I don't want to say a throwback, but a good, just kind of typical No Doubt song, what you would have expected off of Beacon Street and possibly their first record too. I like how straightforward it is. The punk ska thing, especially with the guitar playing. The guitar playing is more the power, the bigger power chords. Nobody's trying to church anything up. The chorus is pretty damn catchy too, because we both just sang it. The Excuse me, mister. It's really fucking catchy.
No, this is, like I said, this is definitely like a more punk focused song. It's a little bit darker than like most of the other songs on this album. Like it's, I don't know, it's not, I don't want to say heavier or chuggier. It's just a little bit darker. Because like the first part, like that like thing is just kind of like, it's circusy, but like a fucking fucked up circus, which is interesting because later on they'll get really circusy with it, which is so good.
Yeah, and that bridge is very circusy with the horns and shit.
But so is this. It's almost like the same exact thing, except like this is just in like a minor key, whereas like the bridge is like in a major key. So it's the same part. It's just like that's the power of notes, dude. Like that's cool. It's cool. It's good. It's a good song.
Really, the circusy bridge is definitely a good throwback to their first record, because that first record has a lot of circusy, I don't want to say themes, but feel to it. But overall, this is just a good punk ska track. I don't know. I don't think it's like super deep of a song musically. It's a ton of fun, and that's what I want. Because there are a lot of complexities to this record, and some of them do fall short. Some of them are just kind of like, ugh, dude, this is a fucking 5.5 minute song for what? For what reason? You know? I love the straightforwardness of this song of Excuse Me, Mister. But I don't think it's too deep.
I don't know. I do think like musically it's deep. I don't think lyrically it's deep, but I do think like musically it is deep because, like I said, I think the only difference between the song and its bridge is just like the bridge is the same exact song, just in a minor key. So you're hearing what you just heard throughout the entire song, but now like if we just alter like the musicianship a little bit, it gives an entirely different feel to the song. But then like how do you transition out of that bridge, right? They transition out of that bridge pretty damn good. The little love your time, and she like slows it down, and then everything slows down. But then like a little of your time, then everything kicks go. Like that's essentially what has happened. That's like the punker version of like go. But,
yeah,
like,
that's true.
Up nicely.
That's a good point.
It's a good song.
It's a good point.
Pretty good. I love this song. Good song.
I do too. It's my like I said, it's my 4B. But I mean, honestly, after this song,
oof. Okay, all right, here we go.
I don't know. Really, the album is, I don't want to say it's top heavy, but it's single heavy. Let's just say that. The stuff outside the singles, they're not bad by any means.
What B is
Don't Speak is my 6B.
Oh man.
So we've already talked about my 5B, my first 5: Sunday Morning, Spiderwebs, Just a Girl, Excuse Me, 16, and then Don't Speak is my 6B.
Okay, well let me change your mind at least. I guess at least one of these, because one of the okay. So let's, if we don't talk about anything else,
change my mind on Don't Speak. That's all you want to change my mind on.
No, well, Don't Speak is just not a good song. That's the worst song on the album.
It's not.
But let me change your mind on the song When World Go Round. World Go Round. That's hard to say. World. That's a weird word. World. I don't like that. Kyle. World. It's
Kyle.
weird.
World. Kyle. World.
Does it sound weird to you? Does world sound weird to you?
Yeah, when we're saying it like
weird,
this.
Say weird world.
Weird world.
And then really focus on say weird world, but really focus on the way your lips look to somebody else as you're saying it. Go.
Weird world. Yeah.
Feel weird?
Weird world. Dude, this is so stupid.
World go. I feel like when I'm saying world, like I had like a Sylvester Stallone like thing going like Adrian, world
With the
go
lip
round.
and everything?
Yeah, like down the bottom. Yeah, world go round is my 5B. This is the one. What B is this for you? I guess I should say.
So it's not a B. So I have 8. I have 8 Bs, and then I have 6 filler bangers. Let's just say that. Just call them filler bangers. 6 filler bangers, 8 bangers.
Okay.
And this is my number 1 of the filler bangers. World Go Round is my
World Go Round.
Yes.
World go round. Okay, that's fine. So like, I've always considered this as a slow jam song. Like this is their kind of like bluesy number. This is the thing that they maybe start rehearsals with, because there's a lot of room for squirrely bass lines or cool like guitar leads, or Adrian to like go off on, or Gwen to kind of like scat to. There's a lot of things here for everybody in the band to do what they want to do and warm up for everything. So I think it's just got a lot of good things to jam to. Tony shows off some really rad bass lines, right? Because he's doing those higher hammers, like the like those things are cool. He had not done that on any of the prior albums, and he had not really like showcased that on this album until now. And like, there's aggressive synth here, super aggressive synth, and Adrian's fills, fucking great. He has absolutely phenomenal fills. That's why I think this is their jam song. That's why I like it so much, and I really don't mind like the big build up to like dramatic ending. I like it. It's orchestral. It's fine. I like it.
I mean, I get it. Adrian's drums are very tight. They're kind of reminiscent of like the verses I was mentioning in Sunday Morning. The closed hi-hat, the really just kind of groove he has there. And I get it. And then it opens up a bit, just like Sunday Morning does with the open hi-hat. The bass playing it's good. There's some really good, awesome bass playing from Tony, but the melodies do nothing for me. Like it doesn't build into like a chorus like Just a Girl does, or even Don't Speak. It's just it doesn't build into something more grand. Not to say it's bad by any means, because it's not bad, but it's just, No Doubt is a lot of just good. Like most of their music is good. Some of it is great and perfect, but most of it's good. It's like 70-30. 70 good, 30% banger, perfect. That's what No Doubt is.
See, that's what
they just do a lot of like just like filler banger.
That's what makes this song so good. Is that they're much like Sublime. They're in uncharted territory. They don't know what they're doing. They don't care. They're wearing their influences on their sleeves, and they're doing a jam song that's not pop punk. That's not quite like two-tone, but it's still kind of got like reggae influences. And they're just doing this, and it doesn't really go anywhere, but it doesn't have to. Like, who cares? It's fine. It's a long song, but it's the ride.
Yeah.
It's not what do they say? It's not the destination, but the
journey is the destination.
But the journey.
Yes.
Exactly.
The journey is the destination. Hate that line, but that's getting close to being on the no-no list. But
that's true. That's true. But it's so true because people forget. I think you forgot. That's fine.
I don't forget things. But I'm looking just real quick, kind of on a side note. I'm looking at the No Doubt Spotify on Tragic Kingdom, and Don't Speak has 604 million streams. Outside of the singles, they're getting under 10 million compared to 604 million. I
just pulled it up right now.
You see that shit? And then Just a Girl has 245 million. Spiderwebs has 77 million. Sunday Morning is 49 million. Most everything else is under 10 million.
So like Don't Speak has more streams than
under 10
the
million.
entire album combined.
Yes. Oh, well, yeah. Like even Sunday Morning at 49 million streams is more than almost everything combined.
Piece of shit.
Dude, that shit's wild.
Yeah. Dude, that song
Don't
is
Speak
just...
has so much.
and I don't even live in Southern California anymore to where I'm like inundated with Don't Speak probably playing on K-Rock every hour on the hour.
Dude, all the time, dude. Don't Speak on Jack
and I
FM.
still don't even like it that much. Because it sounds like that fucking... What is that Aerosmith song? It's the...
Dream On?
Yeah.
Dream On. Even though Dream On is like their best song.
You think Dream On's
really
Aerosmith's best song?
Oh, yeah. I mean... Okay, so I'm not a big
baby
Aerosmith fan, but I'm just basing this off of the singles. Off of the singles. Dream On is the best single. Come on, man.
Okay, I will say like
Jenny's Got a Gun or whatever that song, the stupid song's called. You probably love that song.
I mean, that's off their first album. I don't know how, because that first album's very bluesy and very cool, but that song, dude, the Dream On is garbage.
It's
garbage.
It's not a bad song. It's not a bad song.
It's garbage. It's trash.
Anyway,
0-2.
World Go Round. Whatever.
What others do you like? Do you like Happy Now? Are you happy now?
Yeah. Do you not like Happy Now? Happy Now.
I love Happy Now.
Happy
I think
Now
other
is my
songs are
7B.
bangers. Are you kidding me? This is gonna be a perfect fucking score for me. So, wait, Happy Now's your 7B?
My 7B, yeah.
That's my 7B.
It's below Don't Speak, dude. Well, it is.
Yeah, because it's not better as good as Don't Speak. It is. Like below is not better. It is better than Don't Speak. It's not.
No, it's not better. No, what I'm saying is Happy Now is not as good as Don't Speak. That's what I'm saying. Don't Speak is better.
I think that's the biggest takeaways.
You're getting confused.
I don't think Don't Speak is. I honestly don't think that's that great of a song. I just don't. I don't think it goes anymore. I think it's way too cheesy, even for a ballad like that. I just don't think it's very good.
Okay, whatever. That's fine. We don't have to take a deep dive into that.
The
only thing I really want to take out of Happy Now, because there is the question mark. Remember,
are you happy now? That's a question.
No.
Are you happy now?
Happy now? Are you happy now?
Show me how.
The real takeaway from this song is that the main riff is fucking White Wedding from Billy Idol. Like, come on, man. That is fucking White Wedding. And that's a little annoying because it's not that great of a song. And No Doubt is better than that. They really are better than that.
Is it though? I think you're confusing
is.
like I think you're confusing note matching with like aesthetic. I think aesthetically, yeah, like dude,
it's so close. It's so close.
It is. I mean, it sounds similar. It's like aesthetically, it sounds like they drew inspiration from it, but I mean, it doesn't sound the same. But yes, I can definitely hear the comparisons.
Come on.
Note matching, no. Aesthetically, yes.
I think you have your Gwen goggles on. You have your Gwen goggles on, No Doubt goggles on. NDG's on.
I've actually had my Gwen goggles like LASIK to my eyeballs, so they were never coming off.
That's so dumb.
Well, that's fact. So
I don't know. Do you want to talk about? Do you want to wrap it up? What do you want to do?
I think this has run its course here. I think we're pretty.
Yeah,
fine.
I think we've exhausted this.
Pretty good.
We've been going for about an hour and a half. I feel. So.
I don't have any of the must-haves or must throws in there.
Because this album isn't perfect. So what are your okay? So we're gonna give our final thoughts on this record, and then we're gonna rate this record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're gonna continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So what do you got on No Doubt's Tragic Kingdom? Go.
I just don't know why you say things that are just so. You know what I mean? Like, they're just so stupid. They're just so fucking stupid.
I literally have not said anything yet.
And you saying nothing? You've said everything. You said everything.
That means nothing.
That means everything.
Literally means nothing.
So
we're just going in circles. Go.
I really do think that like Sublime and what they did for music is just underrated and underappreciated, and they did things and that most people just can't even fucking wrap their stupid peanut brains around, because if you do more than like one or two genres in an album, it's not going to sell. That's just the way fucking society acts and the populace acts. So that's, I get it. I understand it. But like No Doubt was there toe to toe with Sublime. They were doing the same thing as Sublime was. You know, it wasn't as aggressive as Sublime was, because I guess like Sublime could probably take more liberties because they were a fucking male fronted band. But No Doubt was there. No Doubt was there. They formed right around same time Sublime does. So I think No Doubt was doing things that most people just can't wrap their fucking heads around. And this genre, this sound that really kind of like got its good footholds with Sublime and No Doubt became Third Wave, which I love Third Wave, but I completely understand, much like nu metal, and I'm sure you completely understand why people make fun of Korn, but I totally understand why people make fun of Third Wave ska, because it's so goofy, so silly. But that's not the intention of this. That's not the intention of No Doubt, Beacon Street, and Tragic Kingdom. This is supposed to be bigger. This is supposed to be better. And it was. And I think it fell on deaf ears because, again, you put more than like two genres in an album and people lose their fucking minds. That's why the Rolling Stones are so goddamn successful. It's because it's just blues. They're just blues, baby.
They do one thing. They do one thing and they do it okay.
Well,
no, that's true.
Hold on there, dude.
They do one thing and they do it.
Hold on there, dude.
They do it good. I wouldn't say well, but they do it good.
Reel it in. So I think Sublime, or I think they go hand in hand. They really do. I think Tragic Kingdom is not just a perfect album, but I think it's an album that deserves like a retrospective look, not just on the merit of like, oh, this was like the start of Third Wave ska. Like, no, it's not the start of Third Wave ska. This is up there with some of like the greatest. Like you talk about like the Runaways, right? With like Lita Ford and that female fronted band from like the late 70s, early 80s. Like, why not No Doubt? Like, why is Gwen not thrust up there into the limelight? She's massively successful, and she's owned her image from like day one. And
like I said, it's because people relate her more to pop music than they do rock. And that's what it is.
And
that's what it is.
God damn,
she's more, but she's also more of a pop artist than a rock artist. That's how people perceive her in the media, or that's how she's perceived in the media, I should say.
I think she's a true like martyr for the cause, for the Riot Girl cause. Like, she's kind of cast to the side because she's a female, so she should be like the spokesperson. Because a lot of people don't give No Doubt credit because it's a pop band. Well, they're fucking a pop band.
It's because they might see her as selling out. They might see her as, you know, not struggling. That maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's that kind of, for lack of a better term, that victim. I don't want to say that. But
she did struggle. And then the band did struggle, and the band fully supported her, and she fully supported the band.
I guess then it's the gatekeeping. It's the fact that she did sell. She sold 100.
Out. Yeah, it's success. People hate success, and punkers hate success, and
people are envious.
Successful,
it's
you're not a punker. Yeah, it's fuck that shit, dude. It's annoying. I think Tragic Kingdom is not just like a perfect album. I think it's a quintessential album in the 90s. It is a must listen to for any genre of music, for any fan that wants to just like take a glimpse into not just what like the 90s were like, but like where music went from this time period into where we are now. And like I love Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim is maybe like, she's for sure like top 5 rappers of all time for me. But like you hear like Nicki Minaj now, and you hear all these like very like Lizzo. You hear these girls, and it's like, dude, you wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for like Lil' Kim and what she did. You wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for like MC Lyte. You wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for like Gwen Stefani. Like, she's up there, she's doing her thing, and she owned it. And like, why does she not get enough credit? Like, why is she only like relegated to just being a pop icon? She gets a lot of credit for being a pop icon. You're wrong. Hold on there, dude. Is this your record wrap up, or is this my record wrap up? I forgot. Thank you. She gets a lot of credit for being a pop icon.
Don't thank me.
Not a. Oh, hold on there, dude. She gets a lot of credit for being a pop icon. Not a.
I'm just laughing.
Oh, hold on there,
I'm just
dude.
laughing. Well,
She gets a lot of credit
come
for
on.
being a pop icon, not a pioneer for like furthering the movement for like women-fronted bands for women in music. She gets no credit for that, but she gets credit for being a pop icon, for being a hot white girl on The Voice or whatever, The View or what show is she on?
The voice. It's The Voice. Yeah.
Which I don't watch because I don't like any of that shit. That's all garbage.
Yeah. Competition shows are stupid.
But she doesn't get enough credit for being great. She gets more credit for just being okay. Like honestly, she gets more credit for being okay than she does for being great. That's it.
So what do you rate this record?
This is a fucking perfect 3. This is not this is not just a perfect 3. This is a historical. This should be. What do they call that vault that the people
Library of Congress?
Yeah, fuck that shit. This should be in there. It probably is in there.
I don't
Probably the
think
first thing they put. Probably the first thing they put in there.
Yes, exactly. All right. My final thoughts. I think this is a phenomenal record. It was, I don't want to say it was groundbreaking because bands were doing this before. Maybe not to this extent, but just in different genres.
Who did it before? Who?
The Bangles were doing it.
The Bangles did what?
No,
the Bangles did not do this.
Oh my God! What is the band? With the band?
The
Go-Go's?
Go-Go's?
The 80s. The Go-Go's were doing this.
They weren't doing this sound.
They weren't doing the sound specifically. They weren't doing the sound specifically, but they were doing like the female fronted thing. You know, they were doing that. I don't want to say Riot Girl thing. Anyway. No Doubt was great because the way that they infused the ska and the reggae into the pop and the punk and all that kind of stuff. That was fantastic. And the first three records, honestly, you know, No Doubt's No Doubt, Beacon Street, and Tragic Kingdom, fucking amazing records. All very different, all pretty different from one another. Obviously, Tragic Kingdom took a more pop approach to it all, and it's really great from a production standpoint. Musically, lyrically, everything was a step up on Tragic Kingdom. It's great. It was perfect. It was definitely a record that hit at the right place at the right time. You know, rounding out grunge season in 94, 95, the all rock scene was coming up, the pop punk scene was coming up with Green Day, Offspring, all that kind of shit. It was the perfect place at the right time for a band like this to blow up. And I feel like that's one reason why Tragic Kingdom did blow up in 95 or fucking 97 whenever this record came out.
95.
Was it 90? Oh, was it really? Okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
regardless. Anyway. Yeah, 95. But yeah, this is truly a great record. But like I said, like I've mentioned in the episode, this is a singles band, mostly a singles band. The other non-singles are good. They're really good songs, but they really don't match up. And just the singles blow everything else out of the water. And for that, I'm not going to be able to give it a perfect record.
You know,
give it a perfect score.
Okay,
because it's not a perfect record.
Come at
it's
me.
It's a 2.5.
Don't come at me.
It's a 2.5.
You think it's a 2.5?
A 2.5 out of 3. Yes.
What you're doing is like I've been trying to really get a little bit more objective because you've been passing out fucking 3s like there's no tomorrow.
And you're not. And you're being more
the past
subjective.
Several episodes.
I'm being more objective.
I'm not. No, you're not.
I'm being more open-minded. Bullshit, I am too.
I'm being
more open-minded.
You're being a whiner.
I'm not whining. I'm just calling out
comparing No Doubt to
for
the
what
Go-Go's.
it is.
Like, what the fuck? What is that even? Get the fuck out of here. At least you can compare No Doubt to like X or something, like something that's actually a little aggressive.
Yeah, X. Yeah, that's or the Pixies. Yeah, for sure.
Well,
especially the Pixies,
female-fronted band, but that's fine.
But it kind of, but still, you can still kind of lump it into that.
No, I wouldn't do
and
that.
And also, you know, throwing this into a category of a female-fronted thing is just so. I'm just so over that. Like,
yeah, you're over that now because we've gotten to the point where we can be over that, but it doesn't matter.
But it's like, who cares at this point? Like, I understand it's.
What do you mean at this point? It mattered then. It was significant.
I get the significance of the time, but it doesn't mean that the record has been able as held up with time. Like,
but the record does hold up with time. That's what I'm saying.
There are
none of these songs are outdated.
No. They're not outdated, but they're not as great as I feel people remember them as.
Shit, these
They're
songs
just, like,
aren't even
sublime.
like of their time. They're just like, wow, these are pretty fucking good songs. You play
These are
somebody
just
like
songs.
Tragic
Like,
Kingdom,
they're
and
just-
you're like, well, that's a pretty fucking good song. I can't believe that came out in '95.
This is a pop rock song, dude. Okay, yeah, I get it. It's a pop rock. It's a
It's a
5-minute pop
good
rock
pop
song that
rock
should have been
song.
3 minutes.
You're
Anyway, 2.5 out of
nuts.
3.
You're
That's my
being
rating.
spiteful, and you rated this.
I'm not
2.5,
being spiteful.
And 2.5 is
You
low.
have your
like if you'd have said a 2.75, a 2.8, 2.7 even, I would have given you that. But at 2.5,
because
you're being
there's such
spiteful.
a drop off.
You're trying to
No.
piggyback on the fact that I was trying to be a little bit more objective on my rankings
No, I'm
for the
not
past 3 weeks, and you've given everything a perfect 3.
Once again,
but I just
Once
I don't
again-
buy it. Nope, take it back. Take it back.
once again,
Take it back.
there is
Cisco
such
Kid.
a drop off from the singles to the other deeper tracks. There's a huge drop off, and that's why I give it a 2.5. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. That's the
way
way it
too low.
is.
You're being
No, it's-
silly. You're
no.
being silly.
I'm not. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. That's all we have for this episode because we're just going in circles now. We've been going in circles for a while. So,
Well, when you're
That's all we
silly, you're in
got?
circles.
nope. So that's all we have. Thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. Please go give us 5 stars. Tell all your friends because we're the best. And that's it. That's all. You're so funny.